I'm Nikita from ScreenFiends.net and this is my Geek of the Weekend. Okay, so imagine this, you're a cyclist, you're using the allocated cycle path next to the road, when as you're riding you notice that a car has parked and it's got its arse end of its car parked over the cycle lane. It's really inconvenient, isn't it? You're just gonna have to go around it. Well, apparently not. A video's been trending this week of a Brazilian man who has moved a car from the bicycle lane with his bare hands. Yeah. The guy who caught this on video, he quickly jumped out of his car and went over to the scene where the guy, who is huge, so I can see where he probably gets his strength from, gets off his bicycle and then picks up the back end of the car by its bumper and then just sidesteps with it, because that's so easy, and then gets it out of the way, gets back on his saddle and just rides off. No name, nobody knows who he is, there's people filming it, but he just does that and then goes back on his merry way. I really don't know what to say about that, but if you want to watch the actual video, then the link is down there for you. So I'm a big fizzy drink fan, and people who know me will know that Dr. Pepper is definitely my true love, but Coca-Cola is definitely in second place with me, even after what's been trending this week. People have to jump on the bandwagon of saying how bad fizzy drink's for you, but what's actually been trending this week is a visual of a Coca-Cola can and what happens after that first sip all the way through to 60 minutes after you've had the can of Coca-Cola. It ranges from you finishing the can and having consumed 10 teaspoons of sugar, which is 100% of your daily recommended sugar intake, all the way to 60 minutes after you've finished the can when you're now having your sugar crash. And yeah, it's pretty brutal. Goes through all the motions, all the scientific garbage really about what it actually does to your system, and that's about it really. It's loads of people are jumping on the bandwagon of wanting to share this and talk about it, and yet I don't think it's gonna put off very many people, and even if people do probably go, oh, I didn't know about this, because people knew about this surely. I mean, you can't be drinking fizzy drinks and thinking like everything's rosy in the world. It ain't. But more to the point, I think people who are going to see this and going to go, oh no, we should stop drinking fizzy drinks. That's great, good on you, but I'll be surprised if you can stick to it, because guess what? They're good, and I like them, and I will still drink them. Boom! Anyway, if you actually do want to see all of the scientific stuff, I keep wanting to say like nonsense, and it's not. It's genuine information and it is the truth, and that does actually happen, and it's all really terrible for you. I just don't care. But if you do want to see it, then I'll put the link down there and you can have a look and terrify yourself. Brilliant. So on Thursday this week, Ubisoft released a trailer for their new upcoming game, Zombie. And I started to watch it and I thought, ooh, this looks good. I like the look of the 9 out of 10 Eurogamer. Oh, this looks really cool. Oh, I like this. And then it came up with Zombie, and I was like, that looks a lot like the Zombie U text from Wii U. And then it came up with Zombie U now for PlayStation and Xbox and PC, and I was like, no! Why? The reason Zombie U is so good and so tense and it is just done so brilliantly is because you have the gamepad, because it makes you look down at your map. So you're on the gamepad and all of a sudden you look up and oh my god, there's zombies everywhere. Or more to the point, when you have to like scan a room and you physically have to hold it out in front of you and look around a room. Don't give it to a regular controller like a PlayStation or an Xbox, no! And the worst thing was, the second I saw it, I just thought, oh no! Well, people are gonna straight away jump on the bandwagon of, oh, it was Nintendo first, it's gonna be crap. Oh yeah, graphics are gonna be appalling. And yeah, surprise, surprise, I clicked on the comments and that's exactly what people were saying. There were the odd few who were with me in the agreement that no, let's keep it with the Wii U because the gamepad is what makes it so good and so tense, because you're really there. But I can't. Ubisoft, what are you doing? Can we just hold on to one thing? I mean, the Wii U already doesn't have too much. Can we just keep this one thing, please? So yes, that's how I feel about it. I won't say too much more because, as you can tell, I already feel quite one-sided about the situation. But I will put the link down there for you to check out the trailer and you can see what you think yourself. I think the trailer looks very good. It's a shame they pointed out it was previously on Nintendo, but hey ho, I'm sure you know what you're doing, Ubisoft. Good luck with that. So earlier this week it was announced that Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May's new show will in fact be airing on Amazon. According to Financial Times, Amazon paid out $160 million for the Top Gear trio and signed them into a 3-year contract with 36 episodes for us, hopefully starting in 2016. At first I was a bit confused as to why Amazon, when I know that Sky and plenty other channels were trying to bid for them, but it turns out it's because, to put it bluntly, the shackles are now officially off. Obviously with their BBC contract they were constantly being told what they could and couldn't do on air. Well, with Amazon Prime, there's no interference from advertisers, so really, they can kind of do whatever the hell they want. I'm really excited to see what it's going to be like, so I can't wait for 2016 when it's officially going to air and we'll have to check it out then. So fans of the Resident Evil franchise have been bitching for quite a while that they would like to have a Resident Evil 2 remake, and Capcom have heard everybody's pleads. They took on the fact that in more recent years people have been asking for a Resident Evil 2 remake and just decided to ask the public and the fans what they think they should do about it. They just wanted people to be completely honest and say what would be the best approach if this was to happen. Now there's no official saying that it is going to happen and we don't want people to go crazy and start getting their hopes up of, oh my god, it's happening, but they're thinking about it, perhaps, if what people say is going to be constructive with how to take a remake. I'm feeling a little bit meh about it all because what is with all of these remakes and rehashes and oh let's just do the same thing over again, and are we all out of game ideas or something? What is the deal? Can we think of some new games, people, please? Either way, Capcom have said if people can be constructive and just let them know what they should do, then a Resident Evil 2 remake might be on the cards. So I've put a link down there if you want to read some more detail about it, but don't get too excited just yet. So I'm fairly sure that your love of slides from a child to an adult really doesn't go away that much, and this was actually proved where earlier this week we had the plans approved to have the world's longest and tallest tunnel slide in London. The Olympic Park's Orbit sculpture, which is already the tallest sculpture in the UK, standing at 114.5 metres high, is about to get a lot more exciting. As earlier this week, plans were officially approved to have the world's tallest and longest tunnel slide going around it. When the slide is complete, for about £5, visitors will be able to sit on a mat and zoom down the 178 metres in just 40 seconds. Eee! Slides! They've also confirmed that parts of the slide are actually going to be transparent, so you can literally see the floor just like zooming away from you, which is just going to be so cool. The sculpture itself is already really pretty because it's all mirrored, so you can see London kind of booming off it, but this is going to be frigging cool. I mean, it takes something where it's kind of funny because they've said like, oh wow, look at this sculpture. I mean, beautiful architect. I mean, look at the way we've used mirrors to reflect the cities. Simply stunning. But you know what would be better? A slide. A really, really big slide. They haven't given us any kind of dates yet of how long it's going to take for them to do this, but I am really excited. And tell you what, I go to London just to go on that slide. So yeah, it works. I'll put a link below if you want to know any more information, because you probably do want to know more information. I mean, it's a giant slide! That's all for my episode this week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out screenfiends.net for much more. See you next weekend. Bye!